Go ahead. What was this last order?
The last order of the doctor, the last prescription given by the doctor to the patient is the one to be followed. Or the last order of the commander in the military is the one to be followed. So everybody will quote Prabhupada's books that he wants everyone to be a guru, and it's very simple. You just repeat, so forth. Yes, that's true. But it's the last directive of the spiritual master which is the one to be followed. Not simply quote from the general text, but the last personal prescription supersedes all the other prescriptions. In fact, when we were engaged in 74, I believe, Prabhupada wanted to formulate a pledge of allegiance for the leading disciples. And they were in the process of finding the right wording for that pledge, that I, so-and-so, pledge to follow the instructions of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami and so forth and so on. And then at some point it was reworded, or to clarify the point. Acharya Rishi said that yes, I so-and-so swear to follow the instructions of the spiritual master or A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, and what is written in his books. So Prabhupada said, no books. And Acharya was a little puzzled. He thought, well, shouldn't we follow what's been written in the books? And I said, I don't know why I did this, but I interjected. I said, it's redundant. If you agree to follow whatever the spiritual master, A.C. Bhaktivedanta, says, that includes the books. And Prabhupada then responded and said, yes, it's redundant. He said, it's not necessary. And then he gave an analogy or an example. He said, because I may say something which is not in my books. Just like Krishna, he spoke the whole Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, but at the end, Krishna says, forget about what I've said. Sarva dharmam parjaja mamekam sadanam braja. Just forget about all this dharma and you just do what I say. And if there's any problem, I will protect you. And this is the point. This is the solution to the whole guru issue. Everyone will say, Prabhupada said everyone should be a guru, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said to the Kurma Brahmin that you become guru and save the people of this land. But it was said in the context that he told the Kurma Brahmin, for example, to, no, you stay at home with your family and friends and you try to tell them about Krishna from Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam. Because that Kurma Brahmin had it in his mind to just leave his family responsibility and follow Lord Chaitanya as a sannyasi. And the Lord said no. Said you remain in your position, and from that position you tell everyone that you meet about Krishna. In this way you become guru and save the people of this land. And this quotation, or this part of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, has been so taken out of context that it has caused the kind of spiritual catastrophe in many ways. Anyway, is that clear?
But why has it caused all this problem?
Because everyone thinks of being guru by assuming the profile of Prabhupada, thinking that they will just wave their hand and quote some verses and hundreds of people will feign or fall over and surrender and become their followers. So there's a kind of contaminated conception of Srila Prabhupada, thinking that I'll become like Prabhupada. That's the allure. It's not conducive to anyone's spiritual life to have that misconception. The real point is that Prabhupada gave a prescription for what's to be done when he leaves this planet, which is to act as the Ritvik representative of the Acharya.
Mm-hmm. Did he say that word, Ritvik, representative?
Yes, it's written in a letter, like a contract or a document. It's like a legal document because it's written. And Prabhupada also used that word, but it's Prabhupada formulated the letter to be sent out and named 12 people who are to act as representatives of the Acharya. We don't find any last letter where Prabhupada says, these persons shall be my Acharyas, or they shall act as the Diksha Gurus. He doesn't write that.
Mm-hmm. So how did all the gurus and yourself, how did you all decide to be gurus?
It was a kind of, it's just like a young boy wants to be like his father. So one day he walks into the living room, he's got his father's shoes on, he's only 3 years old, and he's got his hat on, and everyone has a good laugh. Because, and it's not taken very seriously, because it's natural. A boy wants to be like his father. And who is his father? Well, his father wears this big hat, he wears these shoes, and a big coat. And a child, he's honoring or imitating his father, and it's sweet, but it's not practical. We don't send him off to school looking like that, do we?
Wow. So I guess you woke up one day and everything happened, and that was the end of your...
Well, there's a small conversation between Prabhupada and Madhavisa, where Madhavisa asks Prabhupada, what about a person who's reading the Bible, but he doesn't have a spiritual master? And Prabhupada responds, he said, if he's reading the Bible, he's following the spiritual master, Lord Jesus Christ. And then Madhavisa says, no, Prabhupada, I mean a living spiritual master. And Prabhupada said, the spiritual master is eternal. There's no question of living. He's eternal. He said, if a person is reading the Bible, then he's following the spiritual master, Lord Jesus Christ, and he may be assisted by some clergyman or priest in the church. You follow?
Mm-hmm.
So, in the course of time, it's become very clear to me that we, as Prabhupada's disciples, are meant to be like the priest or the clergy in the church that assists some persons who follow Prabhupada by reading his books, right? Reading his books and following the principles and so on to the best of his capacity. And he may be initiated by a Ritvik or a priest or clerk in the church, as Prabhupada points out in the case of Madhavisa and the Bible question. So in other words, Prabhupada's disciples, they can give guidance in practical matters according to their realization. But they can't, they are not qualified to act in the same capacity and standard as the Acharya Srila Prabhupada. It's very simple, I think. Don't you think so?
Yeah,
Okay.
it makes sense from everything I've seen. Yeah. Well, I think that explains everything on that topic. Thanks for your sharing, and yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.